Hello fellow Chimera Steinbrenner here. Welcome to a Fortnite analysis video. I'm about to analyze the full story of Perseus quest storyline. So with all that said, it's time to analyze the Perseus story quest. Let's dive in. So the first part of the story begins with Perseus telling us that we know who he is, that he slays Medusa, because he's the hero, not only stopping Medusa, but stopping the Kraken. But then he tells us, very ominously, that all the myths about him and about slaying Medusa are nothing but complete lies, which gives us a big head scratching about what he's meaning by this. Which means we're about to find out about the truth about Perseus, and about his somewhat connection to the Gorgon Medusa. The second part of the story then tells us that Perseus did some great heroic deeds, which we already know, but then he says his greatest deed was to spare the life of Medusa, which actually confirms about Medusa's part of the story, which she said that Perseus spared her life and they became close friends. Also, close allies with each other to stood up against the Greek pantheon, Zeus. Perseus then tells us that Medusa may be complicated, which is totally true, but she is a true hero, which means that Perseus is starting to recognize Medusa's heroism, to see that she is actually a true hero that stood up against the gods, who are really not really that good people, to be honest. I mean, Perseus' family has always been messed up. However, the third part gets interesting. It gives us a background about Perseus and about his real reason to spare Medusa's life. So Perseus tells us that he was lied to by the gods, that he was told that Medusa was a monster. But when she confronted her, she sees that she's not a monster, but a victim of his father, which is facts. He then says that he renounced the gods and stands with Medusa, which means is that Perseus gave up his fellow godship from Mount Olympus to side with Medusa, instead of siding with his family. Now recognizing that Medusa is just a victim, just like everyone else, when the gods did some terrible things in their shady backgrounds. And just, well, mainly from Zeus, but you get the idea. So he spared Medusa's life after seeing her as a victim, which is pretty interesting and very courage and nice of Perseus to do so, which again confirms Medusa's side of the story, that Perseus spared her life after recognizing this. This made Perseus' his whole reality to be shattered, knowing that what he really sees in Medusa, a kind person instead of a monster that he was told to slay. And last, the fourth part explains that with his new weaponry, he stands with Medusa to fight the gods, which means that he required the harp sword from Medusa to help him fight against his father and the rest of his family by standing beside her, which is pretty interesting. He then tells us, very ominously and cryptic, that we must break the myths and the truth will set us free, which, again, very cryptic, but it seems to say that we must break all the lies that about Perseus and Medusa's history in Fortnite. That way everyone will see the truth about Medusa and about Perseus, that their stories were just a cover-up made by the gods in order to show that Perseus was a hero and he did slay Medusa. Which means is that Perseus did not slay one of Medusa's sisters to confuse the gods. He just spared her life, and the gods covered this whole thing up in order to make Perseus the hero and make Medusa to be an actual monster, which in reality she wasn't. She was a victim, which actually not only is facts about the true story about Medusa, after being turned to this way because of Athena, but it gives us more background of Perseus' personality and tells us that Perseus is a kind person who would do anything to allow someone like Medusa to be spared by his hands. And now the question is, where's Perseus now? Well, he is somewhere on the island, but we just don't know. He probably is in hiding, trying to, not to be involved with his father, because, his entire family is really messed up. But him and Medusa still keep in contact with each other. That way they can contact with each other as they want in order for them to stop Zeus in order to save everyone. So Perseus is out there trying to make some good deeds to everyone without, showing them that he's nothing like his father, which means he's showing people that he's nothing like Zeus, a person who just judges people for no reason and just immediately just kills them. Perseus is not like that. So he's trying to prove himself to us that he's nothing like Zeus, so we can actually trust him. And by now knowing the full story about him, we have now come to terms about Perseus and actually decide to trust him. Which is a whole big can of worms, to be honest. A can of worms that was not meant to be opened. But, hey, what are you gonna do, huh? So yeah, that's all you need to know about the Perseus storyline. About his connection to Medusa, him sparing her life, and not to mention about him renouncing his godhood and stand by her side. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this Fortnite analysis video. Comment down below what's your favorite things about Fortnite, creativity, bad players, what you guys do. It was Season 3 around the corner with its mini event going. It'd be pretty amazing and exciting to see what's going on. When I said, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos from me. And I'll see all of you in my last Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2 theory video. Bye!